Well, sometimes responding to an ad on websites like Craigslist can lead to something much more dangerous. Katie Carroll with the Better Business Bureau is here with a warning for all of us. Good morning.
Good morning.
We have heard of this term. We've all heard it. Robbery by appointment. Doesn't sound
polite.
Good.
I thought of them how polite.
How
They're going to make an
by
appointment.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And I guess this type of crime is on the rise. Can you give us an example? Like, what are we talking about here?
So a seller goes on Craigslist and sells, offers some jewelry or stereo equipment, and they set up a time to, they get a buyer,
right.
potential buyer.
This is how it works.
Yeah,
this is typical.
This is typical Craigslist.
Yeah.
And then the buyer and the seller meet, and the seller does something terrible to the buyer. Beats them.
Some people have been killed.
Exactly. So they beat them, they rob them, or even worse.
Yeah, and this doesn't happen, you know, at night or in an unsafe place.
Right.
This can happen any time of the day, anywhere. So you have some actually safety tips to share. The first one right on our screen right now is you want to meet in a public place. Don't go to someone's home you don't know.
Right, that sounds like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, meet in a public place. Also, don't let somebody come to your home either.
Right,
I've made that mistake.
Have you? Yeah.
I let them come to my home.
Sure.
I had a good experience, but I would never do that again.
Right.
We also recommend that you take somebody with you.
Sure.
You know, to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Another thing is you can let somebody know where, you should let somebody know where you're going.
Right.
And where you're supposed to.
And if you arrive early, you can kind of scope it out a little bit.
Exactly. You can make sure you don't get ambushed.
Right. And you mentioned don't allow strangers into your house.
Yeah.
When you're selling high value items, is that kind of
even more risky?
Even put you more at risk,
yeah,
right?
if you're going to sell or buy a blender from somebody, I don't know that they're going to take the time to rob you, but if you're going to sell a diamond ring, you know, that's big. Right.
So that's one of our other tips is to take extra care when selling those high items. Also, tell others where you're going. You had mentioned that, and this makes sense. Take your cell phone with you. I mean, if you need to call 911 in a hurry, you want to have that handy, right?
Exactly. I think there's a way to do ICE, which is emergency, something like that.
Like
in case of emergency, 911's already in your phone.
Now, I know that some people have said that sellers have actually felt safer meeting like near a police station or even at a police station. What is that? I mean, do they encourage that sort of thing, the police?
I guess they do. I mean, I don't think I would take it that far, to be honest. But the thing is, if the seller seems to object to any of those precautions, that's a red flag. I mean, don't do it. Just that's saying, you know, I'm a bad guy or girl.
Right. And the basic thing is really to trust your instincts. When you're communicating with these people either on the phone or online, you can get a feel if something just doesn't seem right.
If something doesn't feel right, I've had to learn that the hard way in life. Don't do it. So.
And you're not saying don't use these websites like Craigslist.
No, we're not saying that at all. We're just saying use your head. Be careful. You know, take someone with you. Don't meet in a, you know, don't let somebody into your home. Tell somebody else where you're going. Bring somebody with you. That kind of thing.
I think that's a really good advice.
I think that's a really good piece of advice.
And you've got all kinds of good advice. The BBB of Southern Colorado. You can go to the website bbb.org. Find out about businesses and lots of warnings and alerts that can help us all.
Lots of information to keep us all safe.
All right, we
like
rich. It. And rich. We all want good deals, too, right?
Richness by appointment.
Thanks,
Wealth by appointment.
Wealth by appointment. I like that better than robbery by appointment. We'll be right back.